Hey, welcome to Star Wars Kehd. This is our second episode. I'm Zach the Plants Guy. Steve?
I am Steve the Sloth.
The Buckethead Sloth himself. And we're going to start this off with some rips. Oh, our third member here. Yo, little Grogu. Yes.
Can't forget
Welcome.
Grogu. Welcome, Grogu.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to start this off with rips as we always do. Excellent. Well, yes, we're all glad you could be here. Today we'll be talking about the first movie of all the movies, really, The Phantom Menace. Bada bing.
Very
Here's the book.
excited to get into this one.
Hell yeah, the novelization. Jar Jar on the back. And there's a couple other books you can read before you check out this movie. You really want to get in depth. There's a collector's edition of Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray. And the cool thing about this one is, I got it in here, right? Let me check it out. Somewhere in here. Hold on. Up, found it. Bada boom. Miss Gray signed this copy, too. So thank you, Claudia. You are awesome. You write great books. And the final book you can check out as well is Dooku Jedi Lost. Also takes place right before the Phantom Menace. Great book. So check those out for sure. So I guess we'll hop right into this. Steve, would you like to take us down the first intro here?
Yeah, I guess we should start off with an overview of the time of how the world looked. So I guess we should start off with, how the Jedi were viewed in terms of the public. I guess you could say they were viewed as guardians, but would everybody agree with that, Zach?
I don't know. I think, we, the viewer, may view that as like, yeah, we think the Jedi are great, but everybody else in the Republic might not think as much because they still have slavery and other things like that. They're still allowing practices that our boy here, Qui-Gon, wasn't really a fan of that much, but we'll get into Qui-Gon in a sec. Moving down, we're starting off here in the movie on Naboo with the blockade of Naboo, which is somehow a legal blockade, craziness there, but we have a couple Jedi coming upon the blue blockade done by these Nemoidians here. Yes. We got a shot of these Nemoidians. Bada boom. Hey, yeah, that guy. Him and his buddy talking to Palpatine here. Yeah, playing it all out, getting the groundwork of everything they've been plotting the whole time. And yeah, we see a couple of young Jedi heading upon the blockade. So.
And who were those Jedi? Those Jedi were other than less Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon, my favorite Jedi. I'll tell you that right now. Probably the biggest legend ever. Also has a comic made by Marvel about him. I checked this thing out. Nice and cheap. You can find these for like $5.
Yeah, very mysterious background Qui-Gon has. Not too many people know a whole lot about him.
Nope, that's for sure. And like I said about the comics too, they do a bunch of them. Here's Qui-Gon this as well. This is the whole collection. It's the omnibus here, so you can find these. These are a little bit more expensive, probably like $30-$40. So check those out. Also done by Marvel.
So I guess we should segue into the next portion. So once Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn are sent to investigate the Trade Federation and see what this whole blockade and tax treaty was all about, they discovered the secret building of a droid army.
Yeah, really sketchy there. They were, bamboozled, attacked while they were hanging out, and then, they had to make a move, so they escaped.
Yeah, using their witty skills as always.
Yep, so they made it down to the planet of Naboo to warn the people, because that's the thing. Communications were cut off, so they couldn't tell the people of Naboo that they were about to be attacked. So scary stuff there.
As Qui-Gon Jinn said, negotiations will be short.
And that they were. So, and then we get to meet, we get to meet your boys, the Gungans.
Oh, yes, everybody's favorite, Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks. George Lucas's favorite character. Not many people know that, but yeah, show up into that one, Sloth. Yeah, so I'm getting a good view into that. Look at Jar Jar. That's the new Black Series figure that's out right now. You can find them in Targets, Walmarts, eBay. They were a peg stall before, but they're going.
And here's a better view of the Obi-Wan.
Yeah, show those off again. Those are really nice. Yeah,
These are SH figure arts.
Made in Japan, made with love. Those are not factory line made. Qui-Gon. This one is probably one of your more rare figure arts. Those are going for about $250 to $300. So if you can find one, snag it, because it is amazing figure.
Yeah, definitely spend a lot of money on those.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to
That's
find
for sure.
these days. So
That's right. And don't forget who else we meet when we meet the Gungans is Boss Nass.
Boss Nass, the leader of them all.
Making the crazy noises, doing the laughs.
Yeah, he was definitely very skeptical of the Naboo people at first, trying to team up with them, but in the end, it seemed to work out for everybody.
Yeah, he gave him a ship, and that's when you get to see the huge fish. And the best line of all by our boy Qui-Gon, "There's always the biggest fish." I'm not Qui-Gon. I cannot do a good Qui-Gon impression right now. Liam Neeson is a legend. Qui-Gon played by Liam Neeson. Obi-Wan played by Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor coming back this spring for Kenobi. Don't forget that. It's going to be a great show. So moving on. We meet the Gungans. They give them a ship. Go through the planet core, which was kind of, I thought that was kind of cool with the fish and all that. But Jar Jar was a bit annoying there in that part, though, I will be honest. So, we get there, and then they make it to rescue Queen Amidala.
Yep. They rescue Queen Amidala, and then from there, sort of is where things go in all sorts of different directions. Lord Sidious makes an appearance and dispatches his new apprentice, whom we do not know the name of at the moment.
Yeah, but he's a red-faced villain who's probably one of our favorites. We'll get into that soon.
But as we know, he will be a Sith.
Mm-hmm. And so, while in space... All right, wait, hold on real quick. We got a shout out here. We have a shout out to Jar Jar. Wait, and it's from our boy Josh. Josh, we have a question for you, Josh, if you're listening. Is Jar Jar Darth? Is he a Sith? Let us know. Let us know in the comments here, folks. We'd love to know. So anyways, so they're on their way out, and they get attacked in space. Their hyperdrive's messed up. But while the ship is being attacked, we get to meet probably the most famous droid known to mankind.
Everybody's best friend R2-D2 always comes to the rescue.
Woo! Out there on the wing. We're fixing everything here. Can we get a shot down on this camera, Peter? Mm-hmm. All right, excellent. Yep, this is the R2-D2 hot toy. I was going to go find the box, but I was a little lazy today. I was a little stoned, so we'll see that coming up.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, so the R2-D2, and this droid is no average droid, people. This was made by, so there was 4 droids on the ship. 3 get blasted off the thing. Oh, we got Darth Jar Jar. T. Nichols chiming in, T. Nichols 69 chiming in. It is Darth Jar Jar. We were right. Everybody go on Google, look up Darth Jar Jar. You'll find a picture of the most scary lizard you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, a lot of people are making the custom Darth Jar Jar Black series.
Oh, man. I think they're going to put it out. They put out a holiday series on
it. They might as well.
Yeah, they really should. So, Darth Jar Jar. Props to Darth Jar Jar. Anyways, so back to our favorite droids. So, yes, 4 droids on the ship. 3 damaged. Only 1 survives. And these droids are made by, like, I don't know, godlike makers, pretty much. The Naboo, droid builders are apparently the greatest in the galaxy because they build a droid that becomes the sassiest, greatest droid ever who records the entire story of Star Wars, really.
Basically, yeah. You see R2-D2 start to finish the whole saga.
Yep, R2-D2, the most legendary droid ever.
Exactly.
So, yep. So why don't you take us into the next one there?
So from there, we
land on Tatooine. It's all hot. Sandy. We know we'll get into sand a lot on this podcast here.
They land on Tatooine in hopes of finding parts to repair their ship so they can escape. But of course they don't have any means of paying for these parts because they're out in the outer rim where where Republic credits are no good.
And don't forget, we get to meet Watto.
And Watto.
Don't forget Watto. Watto, that dirtbag, fucking slave-owning guy.
Slave owner owns little Anakin
and
his
Shmi.
mother,
Yep.
Shmi Skywalker.
But that's when we get to meet him. The boy who will change the entire world, really. And the entire universe for, not really the best.
Nope.
But I guess kind of the best. He does bring balance to the Force in a way, so... I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he brought balance, or was he really just a big problem? Was he just... it wasn't done right. Annie wasn't done right. So, yeah, we get to meet Watto and just a dirtbag Targaryen. We get to meet Shmi. She finally explains to Qui-Gon that Anakin has no father. Just like kind of like a Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, I feel like
not Mary Magdalene.
once she mentioned
Hail
that to
Mary.
Qui-Gon, that's instantly when Qui-Gon knew that this had to be the chosen one,
Yeah, that's just crazy stuff right there.
conceived by the midichlorians
Yep.
themselves.
Just pokes him real quick. And Anakin's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, just taking a little blood, making sure you don't have any infections or whatever." But really, just testing him and finding out he's even stronger than Master Yoda. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a shocker.
As a child, already stronger than Master Yoda. So, yeah, we get to meet him. We find that Anakin's working on a few things. He's working on C-3PO. Really cool thing there. We get to meet 3PO for the first time. And he's working on a pod.
Yes, the pod racing is actually an ancient sport. Which not
And
many people
this
do.
brings us to the segment. Oh, this is going to be good. We meet good old Jabba the Hutt. And, Sloth, you have experience with this. Can you get the shot done here?
Sure.
All right. Let's see if you can make the shot. This is going to be it.
Yeah,
To
but
start the pod race,
Yep, Jabba
Jabba munches off the head of a fish and spits it at a chime. Let's see if Steve can make the shot here live. This is going to be big. Here, I can hold that for you. You take the shot. Here it comes. He really launches this thing.
This is fucking.
Come on.
It's not working.
You can do this. Oh, he
we
missed
got
the shot. Anyways,
Typical Jabba.
in the movies, he makes the shot. And the bell tolls, and Anakin becomes the first ever human to not only complete a pod race, but win it.
Well, he sort of gets off to a little bit of a rough start there with the engine malfunction.
It wasn't easy for him. That's for sure.
Sebulba messing with his vehicle.
That's right. And so, this wasn't your normal pod race, folks. This pod race had a bit of a bribe on it. Qui-Gon here, that fast-handed master, well, that guy, he put in a bet with Watto, not only for a hyperdrive and ship parts, but also for Anakin's life. And he won that bet. Anakin won his freedom. But there was one thing that Anakin couldn't do. What was that?
One thing Anakin couldn't do was leave behind his attachments, especially to his mother. I think that was his biggest loss.
It's rough, man.
And one thing that sort of stuck with him throughout the next several movies and sort of destroyed him, ultimately.
Yeah, so rough. So rough. But he does leave behind the mother. It was, it had to be done. Like any Jedi
Not only his mother, but his friends as well.
And people don't realize
that he knew.
Many Jedi are taken from their homes when they're children, but they're like 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They find them like really early.
How old was he?
I think he was about like 5 years old,
Yeah,
4 or
that's what I
5 years
thought.
old. And at that time, you have attachments to like where you are, and you don't want to leave. So it was rough. He leaves, and then we get probably one of the craziest things ever. Darth Maul on a speeder doesn't even really know this kid yet or anything, and attempts to just run his ass over.
Well, obviously just following orders.
Yeah.
Of the Dark Lord.
Yeah,
but-
craziness. This guy right here, man. He will run over your kids, all right? He'll just do it. He'll run over your kids. And,
Also, we have the Dark Maul Black Series archive here as well.
Yep, the Dark Lord of himself. Master. Played by Ray Park. Hope Ray's doing better
Masterful
these days.
job.
He's going through a little bit of a rough spot. But, yeah, no, Ray Park. Playing them all. Yep, so then we see a bit of a quick face-off between Qui-Gon and Maul before they swoop in, and Qui-Gon hops up into the ship, and they take off.
Yeah, I wish they sort of expanded that little fight scene a little bit more.
Yeah, but, for the time, I guess, they were like, Ray Park's already doing, like, crazy flips and stuff, Can only do so much. It was early. They were really based on CGI. That was the thing. They just wanted to focus more on the CGI stuff. George Lucas wanted to flex his CGI muscles.
Yeah, that was also the first Star Wars movie in, almost 20 years, I
Yep.
believe, since they...
And that was, we will be honest, that was groundbreaking CGI they was using.
Most definitely.
Good stuff there. So, yeah, and then so they fly, and we get to see Coruscant. Really cool. The first time we get to see a planet that's entirely city. Entire city planet. Really, really cool. And we get to meet the Jedi Council there.
Yep, this is when they bring Anakin in front of the Jedi Council. You get to meet Grand Master Yoda and Mace Windu. Also, you get to see a few other Jedi, but they don't really introduce themselves.
Yoda right there for you. Older figure. So our friend Chelsea's here. She'll be on the podcast soon enough. Good old Chelsea. Shout out to you if you're watching.
When they bring little Anakin in front of the council, Yoda is the most skeptical of it all. He senses something is wrong, senses that Anakin has a clouded future, not really sure which direction it could go in, sort of wants Qui-Gon to be more cautious, but you know how Qui-Gon is. He's very sort of relentless and
Well, he figured he could
has
do
his
it.
own ways. Yeah, he
Yeah.
figured he could train Anakin, and
Yeah, the boy. I mean, he didn't know. He didn't know what was going to happen with the boy. So nobody knew. I mean, even Windu was skeptical because of the age, and rightfully so, in my opinion. It's kind of crazy.
yep, he mentions that he's too old and that it was unusual.
Mm-hmm. A vote of no confidence there, straight up.
Yep.
But, and then, yep. So we should probably move into the part where we start talking about the Senate and everything. There, that's a bit of a.
Yeah, this is where it sort of spirals and gets out of control.
It can be a bit. It can be a bit of a slog. I'll be honest with you. Some of it can be a bit of a slog with the politics. There's a lot of politics in this with the Senate and the Trade Federation battling back and forth. And then finally, Palpatine has his way backstage. Mr. Palpatine, the evil master himself, has his way, and he gets the whole Senate to go for a vote of no confidence.
Yeah, he sort of manipulates Queen Amidala there and convinces Naboo to pretty much vote for a no confidence in Chancellor Valorum there.
Yeah, and the best part is, as they're zooming out through the Senate, if you stop at, I think it's an hour 29:11. Hour 29:11 seconds. You can see in one of the podiums E.T. They did a little bit of like
I found that really cool.
Yeah, a little bit of a secret there. Secret E.T. guys. So, and then Yoda goes and checks out Anakin one more time. He has a second look at the boy. He has a second look at the boy, realizes that, Anakin needs to really check himself because he thinks he doesn't have any fear, but he's full of it.
Yeah, definitely you can sense that there's something going on in the backstory. Anakin admits that he misses his mother, and Yoda warns him that is a path to the dark side, and sort of a hint there to the future a little bit.
That's insane.
As to what potentially could unfold.
Yep. And then finally we get the breakdown of what are midichlorians.
Yeah, that's
that we could go over like that for multiple episodes, I guess, if we really wanted to. We should probably call George Lucas about half the info, but yeah, what are midichlorians, Sloth? If you couldn't give us a rough detailed estimate.
I guess you could say it's a living thing. First of all, it's a Jedi trait. It's a living thing in all Jedi, and I guess the more you have, the more powerful you are. I think, what did Anakin have, over 20,000?
Yep. I imagine if he's stronger than Yoda, I think Yoda was probably around like 15,000 to be like the closest estimate. We can get a look up on that from the fans. That'd be amazing, but no worries if we can't. Anyway, so, yep. With Palpatine as Chancellor now getting moved up, we get sent back to Naboo to join with the Gungans. What a time that is. The first ever real big CGI battle. Like a big CGI battle between the Gungans. And let's get a little bit of a setup on these real quick. These are what they're battling here. Some droidicas. Some regular standard battle droids. Show it on these, I guess. These guys. Pretty cool. They fall like that.
Yeah, those ones definitely need stands. 3.75s.
3.75s there. Pretty cool. You can find them all around. They make bigger ones too. A little harder to find, but those are what battling against the Gungans are. The Gungans put up a giant shield, but the droids just walk right through that, of course. And they have these giant, like, blue marble things they're firing. You know what I mean? You remember that?
Yeah, they're like shock marbles or something.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I guess they disable the vehicles.
Very, very wild.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Yeah. Smart fighting, smart fire.
Good war tactic for some strange creatures.
Yep. So when that's all going on, we get our first real bit of star combat as well. We get an attack on one of the blockade I guess, what is that?
That's the main droid control ship.
Yeah.
They attack. And it's pretty epic there. At the end there, Anakin flies in, sort of by accident, and takes down.
It can be a little cheesy, the fact that some little boy flew in there and just blew the whole thing up. But hey, I mean, he is the chosen one.
What can you expect?
Yeah, and while all this is going on, you got, Padme and the Jedi are all battling now. And then we get to one of the cool... Oh, wait, we should also mention that is also Anakin's first slaughter.
Yep. Yeah, it's the first time he really witnesses an up-and-close personal warfare, I guess you could say.
Yep, because if he blows that up, that's the end of all the droids. All the droids will just go to sleep if he blows the thing up. So we get that going, and then it leads to the coolest thing ever.
R2-D2 was definitely helping him out, too. He couldn't have controlled that ship by himself.
Definitely.
So.
And then we get led to the big ending. I mean, my favorite part ever, the Duel of Fates. Let's see if I can kind of... Okay, where should we go through here? Peter, should we go through this one here, I guess? Yes. Hell of a statue here. These are really, really hard to find. This is Sideshow Collectibles. That's the Sideshow Collectibles right there. The Duel of Fates Polystone diorama. Really hard to find. I mean, that is easily probably like, I want to say $850 to $900 you can find it somewhere. Some people even sell them sealed for up to about $1,500. So, and the Duel of Fates. Steve, I'll let you do a breakdown of that one.
Yeah, definitely one of the most epic part of the movie, in my opinion. First of all, the music is probably one of my favorite parts.
Oh, yeah. John Williams bats out of the house on that one.
And, yeah, but just the epic scene between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul. And sort of
in the Kehd reactor chamber.
Yep, in the Kehd reactor chamber, they're sort of going up and down on various platforms. And we see the death of Obi-Wan's master, Qui-Gon Jinn, which is very sad.
Yeah, it was so lame, too, because, Obi-Wan wanted to be in that battle, but those shields just blocked him from being able to run in there. But I thought it was really cool how those shields did go up in between them all at one point, and Qui-Gon just gotten down to the meditative stance, like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, I feel like at that point he sort of sensed that it could be the ending, I feel.
Yeah, well, Obi-Wan came in there swinging after that.
He knew it would give Obi-Wan strength,
yep.
And that Obi-Wan ultimately would come out victorious.
Yep. So what happens there is that Obi-Wan, as he's going at Maul at that point, he gets his lightsaber slashed in half and gets force pushed down almost into the hole, but he grabs onto the edge. The classic Star Wars grab onto the edge. You know what I mean? Everybody's always grabbing onto an edge. But yeah, grabs the edge. Maul comes over to see if he's dead. Obi-Wan does the flip, the amazing flip right there, and then grabs Qui-Gon's lightsaber, slashes him right in half, man.
Yeah, Maul got a little careless there, thinking he had him won.
Yep.
A little cocky.
Ends up in the garbage chute.
Yep.
And the garbage chute, oh man, that's not the end of our buddy Maul, though. We will get to his story in a bit, because if you can imagine, he somehow makes it through.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. And then after that, we end up getting a little bit of a Qui-Gon barbecue.
Very, very sad ceremony.
Yeah, it is. It's a touching ceremony. But at that ceremony, Obi-Wan promises to train Anakin and become his master. So, got the touchy-feelies there. I mean, Yoda's...
Yeah, but Obi-Wan was anointed a Jedi Knight, which is a very significant moment.
Gets to get rid of the...
Which gives him the ability to train
Gets
Anakin.
rid of the little Padawan thing, too.
Yep,
Gets rid of his little...
ponytail.
Yeah, that's nice. So, and Yoda... upset by it too. We can't forget about that. He wasn't having a problem with the knighting, but he did have a problem with the whole taking on Anakin as a Padawan. But he allowed it, and then we get that.
That was mostly, I think, out of respect for Qui-Gon.
Yeah, he knew he could feel it in the Force. So, and then we get the classic Star Wars celebration. Most of them that end in a good ending get the celebration, so we get a nice celebration on Naboo. The Boss Nass picks up some weird ball of light and raises it above his head, and then we get the credits. So, I mean, it's a heck of a movie. We got a bunch of just crazy things, and I'd also like to show these real quick if we could. The Queen's Peril books. A few more books you can check out as well. These are about Padme, because we got during the story, we do get revealed that Padme is not actually the face-painted queen. We get to talk about how she was actually in hiding the whole time. And there's
She had a
whole books on that.
doppelganger.
Yep, whole books on that. A whole series done by E.K. Johnson. So check those out. And yeah, I mean, that really encompasses most of what is Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. So just a story of politics and the beginnings. Palpatine's just rooting of the seeds of evil into the Star Wars
he's
universe.
still hiding behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they knew there has to be a master to the apprentice, but which one do they actually kill?
There's always two. That's the thing.
Always
The
two.
rule of two. And we'll get into the rule of two in future episodes, too. That's from Darth Bane. So Darth Bane will be a cool story. We don't know much about him at this point because his Legends stories got wiped. So that's kind of sad, but I'm sure we'll get some canon stories about him soon enough. So if you're still hanging with us here, we appreciate you so much. If you'd like to check out our Patreon, it's up at playoftheplants.live. We have a Thursday jam coming up with our buddy Peter and Dan. And on Sunday, we have the Play of the Plants radio. But this has been Star Wars Kid. We'll be back for next week's showing of Attack of the Clones. And that one, oof.
Yeah,
This one, we might break the hour limit on that one, folks, because we can talk about Attack of the Clones for a while. Phantom Menace.
Yeah, not a whole lot to it.
No.
Mostly politics.
Yeah, a
It's
lot of
that one
politics.
epic scene at the end.
They don't really make figures for politicians as much as they
They
do
do
for
not.
cool droids. We're gonna bring the house on the next one, so come back, check it out. We'll be here. We love you so much, and yes, may the Force be with you. Take it easy.